Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video where today we are going to be changing the color of my ambient lighting on my BMW F10 535i. Really simple, let's get straight into this. That's right, the ambient lighting on my BMW F10 535i. I am going to be changing out the chips for the ambient lighting in the doors with these. I got these on eBay. These are from Bimmerfines. They make a bunch of custom ambient lighting options for cars. Mine is a pre-LCI, so I got only the doors. The LCI actually has the Footwell lighting. However, since mine is the pre-LCI, you can see I only have right here on the doors. I only have it right here in the door handle right here and down here at the bottom. However, mine are the orange, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with the orange. However, the bulbs are definitely very old. The bottom two on the front don't work. This one barely works. This one is all kind of like inconsistent and it's just very dim. Same with the rear. They're very, very faint. You can barely see them even at night. So what I decided to do is, without going some crazy DIY route like a lot of the other YouTubers have on YouTube with their F10s, I decided to simply make, do some research and find something that I could just plug and play. And basically I found these. All of these are brand new LED chips. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove each door card and I'm gonna take out each LED chip, 1, 2, 3, on each door card and replace them with these. These are pink. I really, really love how the pink purple kind of ambient lighting looks. And I saw another YouTuber put it on his BMW F11, the 5 Series wagon, which looks so good. I absolutely love it. And he made his ambient lighting pink purple. It just looked so good. So I really, really wanted to go this route. And I think it's definitely gonna spice up, the ambient nighttime driving, even in the day if it's on or whatever. It's gonna look so much better, and I'm so excited because these are dull and boring and these are bright and fun. These are gonna look so good. Let's open them up and see what we have inside. So like I said, these are from Bimmerfines. I found these on eBay from a third-party seller, and check these out. Pretty much it just brings 6 individual chips with instructions and kind of like where each one goes, because they're all slightly different than each other. You can see these two are different, but they have instructions, not really instructions, but more so just a diagram of where they go, and they look really, really well made. I'm very impressed with them, and of course it's just one LED, one color. Since I have the pre-LCI, I cannot change my ambient lighting color, and I did not want to go through the whole process of trying to make that happen. I coded it so that I can choose, but it obviously doesn't change anything because it's it's just one color. Let's go ahead, put those away, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with my driver's side door. So I'm gonna try the front driver's door, and I'm gonna remove the door card, and then once we have access to the door card, I'm gonna take it off, bring it inside so I can work in peace and in air conditioning, and we can start taking the chips out and replacing them with these, put it back on, see what it looks like, and do the same for the other 3 doors. So let's go ahead and start taking that door card off. These 2 doors, and I'm gonna actually go through what I planned on doing originally, going through step by step how to do this, because it's really, really easy. So much easier than you might think it is. So let's go ahead and start moving this door card off, which is so easy. Just a bunch of clips, just gonna go around the entire thing. You also got to remove this, and you got to remove this with just your hand or a pry tool if that's easier. And then there are going to be 2 T30 bolts on both of those. So let's go ahead, pop these off, get those bolts off, take the door card off, and then we can take it inside. So I just moved the car because I just accidentally stood in a fire ant pile and they really got me. So yeah, just moved the car. Watch, we got this off. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, and then underneath you can see right here is a T30, and then underneath this there's gonna be another T30. All right, once those are out, we can go ahead and start moving the clips that go all around the door. So I'm gonna go ahead and start here. And then also something that you should consider doing is to turn the ignition on, lower this window, and then you gotta remove this little speaker cover and go ahead and pull the door up. There we go, the door is off. Now what we gotta do is start disconnecting everything. I'm gonna take the lock off by pulling down and over, and then that gets released. And then each cable here has its own story. So I'm gonna go ahead and start removing this light right here. You're halfway there, let's go take this inside. Also, I may have forgotten to mention that I'm gonna be switching out the little window switches, just a little thing that I like, nice, better looking ones. So this is necessary obviously, but I'm gonna be doing this since the door card is already off on all 4 doors. So I'm gonna go ahead and start moving this one. This is the top light chip. I'm gonna go ahead and get a really, really, really small screwdriver. I'm gonna go ahead, get inside, and just pry it up on this side. There we go. Should be able to pop it out. And you get the OEM light chip, which is right here. I'm gonna put this aside and get one that matches both this one and the description. So since we have the front right door, top one is of course like this. So we're gonna go ahead and get one like this. You can see actually the difference in the LED size. This is the OEM one. This is the new one, the Bimmer Finds one. Not much difference on the back, but this one is gonna be way brighter. And then once you put it in, just put the cover back on. There we go. All four corners should click into place, and that's it. Now do the same for the other two. All right, there you go. I've just done all three. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the window switch, which obviously, like I said, is not, necessary for you unless you're switching them. I'm gonna put this one on. I love how this looks. And then obviously once we're done with these lights, we can put this whole thing back on the door. After I put this clip on, I almost forgot. All right, now that we're here, I'm gonna go ahead and start connecting everything back in. And I turn my headlights on so that I can actually see if the lights are working when I plug them in. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to route everything the way it was before. And of course, testing everything, seeing if all the lights turn on. This light works right here. You can see my finger. All right, that's that. This door's done. So what I'm gonna do now is, since you saw how this door works, which by the way, wow, this looks really good. And this window switch looks fantastic. I absolutely love it. I love it. You can also see the lights right here, very, very barely, because of course it is daylight. But you can see it somehow seems to like degrade in quality because of like the quality of the actual plastic tube. Not too worried about it. I think it'll still look way better at night, of course. And then you can see the handle light there and the door pocket light there. Looks so good. Of course, let's go ahead and do the rear door real quick. So you gotta go ahead and remove this, of course, the sunshade, which, ooh, it's really dirty. But you can see, gotta remove this so you can actually get the door up and out. All right, we have finally finished the interior ambient lighting. Of course, it's not on right now because it's the day, but we have done all four doors and I think it's gonna look really, really good. Of course, like I said, all four doors include, there's a smiley face on my car. I don't know who did that, but this looks so good. I mean, you can't really see it, but I can just imagine how good it looks. Of course, we gotta wait until night, but it was a pretty simple install, honestly. I'd say this was not that bad. All in all, I'd say it took about 6 hours, maybe 5 or 6 hours, which isn't awful actually. It's not a lot of time for removing 4 door cards and replacing tiny little chips in them, but we are done with the doors. All right, and so now that we are done with the doors, we can go ahead and go in here because I have one more little thing that I would like to add that this car does not have. The LCI version of the F10 5 Series, along with the LCI version of most of other cars of the F chassis, actually had ambient lighting in the footwell. However, since I have a pre-LCI, I don't have ambient lighting anywhere. You can see it's just a regular light bulb. I don't have ambient lighting. However, in our pre-LCI F83, which is a 2015, it does not bring ambient lighting from factory. However, we have installed these little bulbs, which you can see right there, go blue when the doors open. And when you close the door, they go orange to match the ambient lighting, of course, on the doors right here. A very nice little touch. I got this light bulb from Amazon. My point being, my car, my Pre-LCI F10 535i does not have ambient lighting in the footwell, and there's no way really to retrofit it. It's just not possible. I have tried doing my best to research, but it's just not possible. However, I found a solution. I think it's a very clever solution because if you ask me, I think this is the best option for those of us who want ambient lighting in the footwell because I think it's a really, really nice little touch, but can't have it since we have the Pre-LCIs. I have actually gone on Amazon and I found this. I found these ambient lighting strips that plug in to a cigarette lighter. This, I think, is the most ingenious idea I have had in a while because this way, there is a cigarette lighter underneath the dash in the passenger side footwell that you will never see. So I can plug this in and I can simply just 3M this on to a nice place. You might say this is tacky, you might say this is ricey. However, I've gotten that before, but I always make it work. I don't want it to be seen, I don't want it to be known. I want it to be like the most OEM plus looking thing ever. You wouldn't even question it. You'd probably think it's an LCI from the inside, right? That's how good I want it to be, and I'm definitely sure that this can do that because this is a very nice quality parts. And of course, this is where you plug it in. This was actually a red button, but I went ahead and I got a black marker, and I markered it black because I don't want a red light, because it was actually a red light shining down onto this, which is of course matching, which is pink. A nice pink purple. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this and see where I can route these wires, or wire, cable, and then these two cables. I'm gonna try my very best to hide all the cables. Gonna try my very best to make this look as OEM as possible. Just a nice little touch, like I said, in the footwell for those of us who have the Pre-LCI. So let's go ahead and see if I can make this work, and then let's see what everything looks like all together. So you can see right here, if we go into the passenger side footwell, you can see the cigarette lighter right there. And of course, if I just take this little guy and I put it in, the lights are not on because it actually has a nice little feature, which I said this little thing is a button. So if I go ahead and I push this button right here, it turns it on. And check this out. This is definitely the same color. They had two options. They had this short strip and a longer strip. I didn't want the longer one because I just want this to be a little touch. I don't want it to be overwhelming. So you can see if I put this right here, right along here somewhere, hide it somewhere nice that you might not even see it, then I'll definitely achieve the touch that I want. But like I said, I don't want this to look rice. I don't want it to look tacky, but I'm definitely gonna try my very best to make this look good. So I'm gonna go ahead and find some spots to locate these and then route them through and across and see if I can somehow get this to the driver's side footwell as well. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. All right, so I figured it out. I finally got these things installed and they look absolutely amazing. I think I did the best job that I possibly could. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna show y'all the driver's side first because this is where I think I really excelled. Check this out, you open it up, boom. You can kind of see it in the daylight, and you can see right there, I've attached it just in front of the air vents so as to not block the air vents, of course. This looks absolutely amazing. You can see the cables. I ran this cable over here, tucked it in here, and then right down here. You wouldn't even know that's there if you weren't looking. Of course, I unscrewed this a little bit, tucked up all the cables in here, and then screwed this back on, of course not squishing it, but just keeping it in place. And then the cable, you can see, runs right through here. You can barely see it. You can actually cut straight through here. So here is where it ends, and it goes straight across the entire center console, but you can't see it because it's actually floating a little bit. So the cable's all the way tucked in towards the front. You'll never see it, and it goes all the way back around towards the other side, where you can see it going right here, which actually you can't see it. You literally just cannot see it. I think I did a very good job of hiding the cables. And then over here, of course, you have the cigarette lighter, and I tried hiding this cable best I could by wrapping it behind it so that you just wouldn't see it. And this one is in the exact same spot pretty much as the driver's side, the LED strip, I mean. And you can see the cigarette lighter there. Cables are tucked in there. Same thing, I unscrewed that little bolt right there. I unscrewed that little screw right there, tucked up the cables, screwed it back on. You would never know. And of course you can see I put this alcohol bottle here, not only, you know, because I cleaned the surface before sticking this on to prep it, but to see the color. You can't really see it in the day very well, but I really do think I did the best job that I possibly could, hiding these cables and getting this thing on. You would not even know. And also, if you decide to install this, just let it be known that the lights will stay on for up to 15 minutes after locking the car. However, they will turn off after 15 minutes max, and since they're LEDs, they really don't draw any power, so I'm not worried about my battery being drained or anything. In fact, the cigarette lighter for the valves also has a little light. You can barely see it right there. It has a light, and that's always drawing power for up to 15 minutes after the car is locked. So once the ignition is turned off and the car is locked, either or I believe, maybe locked, maybe ignition, one of those two, the lights will turn off. So there's no need to worry about, you know, this staying on the entire time. You don't have to use the button to turn it on and off, which I really am thankful for that. But I really like how this looks. And of course, now with the door ambient lighting, I think it's time we see how this all looks together at night. Let's take a look. All right, it is finally time to see what it looks like at night. Sorry for the noise, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background, but I'm gonna open it up and show y'all how it looks. All right, here it is. Check that out. Now I have to say one thing really quickly though. I did install some little things that you might notice near the A-pillars, which is gonna be coming in a future video, but they're really cool, so you wanna check them out. But let's go ahead, get in the car, close the doors, and turn the ignition on. And now this turns into an absolutely amazing place to be. Just changing the color turns the entire car into a completely different place to be. Yes, also these are what I'm talking about. I did install some really, really cool speaker tweeter covers that light up, and I somehow made them match my ambient lighting color. Video on that in the future. Make sure to subscribe for that. It's very dark in here, but you can see the Footwell ambient lighting as well, which, by the way, I would just like to say that I did put 2 layers of 20% tint over these because they were very, very bright. In fact, too bright. So I got some tint, I put it over them, and now they are just the perfect amount of ambient lighting. You can see over here as well at the pedals. It's just amazing. It's an amazing place to be. You can see the lighting going all the way here across the strip. It's amazing. The color does shift ever so slightly for some reason from the beginning to the end, but it's kind of cool actually, and I really like it. You can see the handle pocket right here. You can see, of course, here underneath in a little storage area. It's just so cool. In the back over here as well, you can see everything. It is really, really nice. It's a very neat place to be, and it's so cool driving at night with everything on like this. It's just so cool. It's so fun. I love it. It is really, really awesome. It's amazing. People compliment it all the time. It looks cool. It feels nice. Really, honestly, for the work that it took for this to happen, it really is not all that bad. It could have been a lot worse and a lot more, work. But it was really good, really worth it, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. Even with the lights on, you can see everything just really shines. I mean, I love it. And also, I believe I mentioned it while the door cards were off, I did install these really awesome silver buttons, which are awesome. I love them. They look so good. Same thing over here. But you can see the doors look amazing. Footwell looks amazing. It's just the right amount. Wow, really, really happy with it. Lights on, lights off, so good. And the Footwell lights actually, they turn off about maybe 20 or 15 seconds after you close the door and lock the car. So there's no need to worry about the battery draining. Also, I fixed the thing in the trunk. I tapped into the actual cigarette lighter, so it's a clean look, clean install. No more light or power being drawn. But I guess that is about it. Not much else to see. I mean, the work that was done was tricky, not really tricky, very tedious, but it wasn't that bad. But I really do hope that y'all enjoyed. If y'all are watching this, to help, get some help on how to do it, hopefully this helped. If not, maybe you're watching for fun. I hope you enjoyed it. But honestly, that is about it. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I drop more videos about the F10 535i, our F83 M4, or our Mini Cooper Countryman S, because there is a lot more content coming, a lot more. But for this, that's about it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. Take care.